telecoach. Calls may be recorded for training and monitoring purposes. If your call is an emergency, you need to call 999, or in the case of a medical emergency, attend your local accident and emergency department. If your call is related to a physical health need, please call 111 or see your local GP. You can access other services for mental health support. Samaritans can be contacted 24 hours a day on 116 123. Guidelines can be contacted between 12 noon and 12 midnight on 0800 884 884. If you are under the age of 25, between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m, you can contact Night Owls on 0300 200 390. Thank you. Thank you for calling the Bradford District Care NHS Foundation Trust First Response Service. Your call is important to us and will be answered by our next available telecoach. Calls may be recorded for training and monitoring purposes. If your call is an emergency, you need to call 999, or in the case of a medical emergency, attend your local accident and emergency department. If your call is related to a physical health need, please call 111 or see your local GP. You can access other services for mental health support. Samaritans can be contacted 24 hours a day on 116 123. Guidelines can be contacted between 12 noon and 12 midnight on 0800 884 884. If you are under the age of 25, between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m, you can contact Night Owls on 0300 200 390. Thank you.
Good morning, Chloe. It's Mr. Hussain here regarding my brother, Mr. Talib Hussain, date of birth 15/9/1960. Could you kindly put me through to Dr. Rashmi Dixon's secretary, Andria?
Yeah, I can certainly try for you. I won't be a moment.
Yeah, hi, is that Andrea?
Oh, hi, yes.
I did try to catch you yesterday, but unfortunately,
I've just seen that I've got a message to give you a ring.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, all right. Well, I did try to contact you yesterday. It was following our call last Wednesday when I was just looking to find out regarding my brother's discharge and his plans or whatever.
Yes.
And
Um,
can you give me an update?
so she's done the letter to the GP, that she's not sending a copy to anybody, she said.
Why is that?
I don't know. She just said if you need a copy, you need to go through IG.
Well, you know that she knows that I can't go through IG because of the fact that there's still ongoing court proceedings, and the IG have disputed and told me that Calcott Guardian does not want to does not want to disclose anything to us because he feels there's a conflict of interest. I've handed in a lasting power of attorney which is being disputed, but it's highly suspicious that the doctor is not willing to send us a letter of discharge. But that's her decision, and then she's gonna have to justify that decision at some stage. But what have you been instructed to do? Because obviously I can't have that discussion with yourself, can I?
No, she just said to me that if you need a copy of the letter, you'd have to go through IG.
Yeah, she's
That's
trying.
all that she
Yeah, I know, but she knows the fact that that is a long-winded process, and it's not going to be and it's not going to be It's going to be basically she's telling me to do a exercise in futility. And she knows it's an exercise in futility because I've asked her previously, and that's what she's told me previously. It's got nothing to do with the IG. Can I just confirm, as the doctor's secretary, is it usual for you to send out a letter to the patient as well?
No, not always, no.
No, it's
We
not.
never have done in the past.
You've never sent a discharge letter to the patient.
No, not unless they actually specifically ask us to, no.
Okay, so normally.
It's not something we've ever done, send copies of letters to patients, but I think it's a new thing that's come into place sort of now.
Well, obviously, I think it should. I think it's right when the doctor makes a referral to obviously to yourselves as the mental health team, and then when it's a discharge, that letter needs to be there needs to be openness and transparency rather than this covertness dealing with this. It doesn't matter. I mean, the point is that my brother was discharged. You've received the letter now, yes?
Which letter, sorry?
So the one that Dr. Dixon's written up, you've got a copy of that now, yes?
Yeah, it's been sent to the GP.
Oh, has it been sent? Has it been sent? Or when was it sent?
It was sent yesterday to the GP.
Did you send it?
I sent it to the GP, yeah.
Here in Oldham?
Yes.
Okay, alright. And you were told not to send it to my brother, the client?
Yeah, she said not to send it.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, alright.
I'm just thinking, Shazad, the time when I've sent a discharge letter before is like in an instance when, like if somebody keeps failing to attend their appointment.
Uh-huh.
And then we've kind of written to them and said, look, if you don't attend again, we might discharge you.
Uh-huh.
And then we've sent a copy to the GP, to the patient, so that they know they've been discharged because they've not been attending. So in those circumstances, I have sent a copy to the patient.
I see. Okay, well that's fair enough because, I mean, can you understand?
Otherwise they wouldn't know, you see, they've been discharged.
I see. So, that, although that seems right, from our particular circumstances, Andrea, as you can appreciate, this is a form of discrimination now. What you're telling me, and I'll just explain to you why I feel it's a form of discrimination. Because you just explained to me that your normal patients, normally what happens is that the GP will make a referral to yourself, and you will send out an appointment for them to attend. If they don't attend on numerous occasions without justifiable grounds, you will just discharge them. That's correct, yes?
No, not necessarily. No, it depends on the circumstances for each patient.
I understand, but the circumstances are the mental health trust have received a referral from the GP because you don't act without a referral, do you?
No, we have to have a referral.
Okay,
that's right.
and so when a referral is, you're then offering the services to somebody. If the person refuses to attend several times, there's nothing you can do about it, is there? It is not patient specific because the patient's not even arrived.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, every case is different.
Yeah, I understand, but normally what happens.
Some who don't turn up.
Yeah, and if you don't turn up, you simply get discharged, and that makes sense, doesn't it? Because obviously you can't force somebody to come. A doctor can make a referral because obviously the doctor has concerns. The patient has approached the doctor saying, "Look, I've got some issues." The doctor says, "Okay, I'm not a specialist in this. I need to send it to a specialist, namely like yourselves, which is a City Mental Health team." So then a referral is made. You then offer an appointment. It's not a forced appointment, is it? So you offer an appointment, and if a person misses it, you may send it several times, 3-4 times, let's say. A reasonable.
They sent another one.
Yeah, several times. If the person refuses to attend, then obviously the assumption is that the person is not going to be attending. You're not going to waste any more of your time, and then you discharge the person.
Yeah. I mean, if they refuse to.
Yes.
If they don't attend for a long time, yeah.
Yeah, and so therefore this is the element of discrimination, you see, because we've equally refused to attend. All right, we've equally said no, we don't want to attend, or you can't force us to attend. And and as you can appreciate, there has been no follow-up appointments. When was the last time my brother attended an appointment since his discharge in February? You know, we said we don't want. So this is where the element of discrimination comes in, because everybody else, if they don't attend your appointments, they get discharged because the client is refusing, or the customer is refusing to take on the services. I have had to go through so much effort in order to get my brother discharged.
No, it's different circumstances, because we kind of discharge you know, if the patient's not getting in touch and we're not speaking to them and we're trying to ring them, and you know, it's different circumstances really.
Yeah,
you don't actually know if.
Yeah, I understand.
They're not asking to be discharged. They're just not.
Yes. Yeah, you're right, Andrea. That is correct, because obviously we were there were services being provided, and then
you were asking to be discharged.
Yeah, whereas somebody else who's been referred to yourself is not actually taking on the services. But irrespective, he has now. You've read the letter, haven't you?
I've not read it, to be honest.
Okay, all right.
Because I didn't even type it. I were on holiday, so I just sent it off.
Okay.
I've had that many to do. I don't have time to read them.
Okay, no problem. The reason I said that, because obviously now he does have a discharge date. That discharge date, I believe, is the 17th of August, because that's when I had a consultation with the doctor. Obviously, like you said, every circumstance is patient specific and different. The circumstances under which my brother was taken into being provided the services was forced upon him. It was not a case that he had answered a referral or appointment. Somebody came, all right, Dr. Sami, along with his colleagues, Vasina Brown and others, came to the house and took him by force with the police.
Right.
So they took him by force with the police to the mental health institution. Once there, obviously that's forced care, and then they've tried to section him without making me aware, and so there's been a whole host of problems with this case. And ultimately, several years later, so he was abducted on the 3rd of August 2018. All right, so that's over 3 years ago. He was taken in, and only has he now been discharged from the services on the 17th of August 2021. That's 3 years later. And the question that obviously I need to ask is, number one, is why was he taken into the care, and number two is what kind of provisions have you made for him in post discharge? These are the very same questions that Dr. Bagh, my brother's GP at Faro Medical Center, has wrote out to both Dr. Sami and Dr. Sami and Fungi on the 13th of January 2020. Did you see a copy of that letter?
It's the one that you asked me about before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I never really got a response.
Yes.
And then again, Dr. Dixon said you need to go through IG.
Okay, but you can't tell me at this stage what the response was, because obviously those questions asked by the GP are my very same questions. I'm asking those questions right now. Why was my brother sectioned or taken into hospital? What were the circumstances that warranted and justified that happening? Because I believe that was an unlawful abduction. All right, I don't think it was lawful. It was not necessary. There was something ulterior agenda. And then the following question, obviously, that needs to be asked is that, now that my brother has been discharged back into my care formally, has there been a needs assessment carried out, a care assessment carried out?
I don't know what Dr. Dixon said to you at the appointment about going forward.
Yeah, obviously, basically, they've just washed their hands of us now because we've been forced to flee for our lives from Bradford to Oldham. So we've been forced to flee under the circumstances where my brother's now become homeless, all right? through this intervention of the trust. So there will be consequences to the trust. That's why everybody's now being very guarded and saying that I need to go through IG, because the reality is that my brother was unlawfully abducted on the 3rd of August 2018, and now and has been held captive against his wishes and against the law for a period of over 4 months in 2018, and then subsequently following his discharge, attempts have been made to take him away from my care and put him, obviously abduct him again into a care home or something. So obviously we have grave concerns, but at least this matter, I can't move forward until my brother's discharged. Now, luckily, now my brother has been discharged 3 years later, and I will take the matter further with the GP here regarding what we are going to be doing about this. But but thank you, Andrea, for your cooperation and courteous manner in which you've spoken to us. And I have always been you've been very respectful to me, and I'm very courteous, and I'm very grateful for that. You have been, and you've been very open and transparent. I can't say the same for other people dealing with the city mental health team, but you've always been very courteous and respectful, and I'm grateful for that.
Thank you. It means a lot you say that.
Okay, and I just wanted to say that obviously don't want to take this the wrong way, but I hope I don't have to speak to you ever again.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, Andrea, have a nice.
Very best wishes to you.
Okay, all the best. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, 3 years later, they kept my brother captive. And they're going to have to pay for that now. They're not going to just get away with holding my brother captive like this.